jargons about the ERPNext. A lot of platforms are there, right? But the platform is, the success of any platform is basically not predetermined, right? So basically it defines by the people, by the process and the project governance behind it. Hi, my name is Rishi Upadhyaya. I am Assistant General Manager in a Aegis Precision company. I have been in digital transformation since last 17 years. I am an ERPNext functional consultant also with the help of Frappe fraternity. And yeah, so I am here today with the story. I would like to share our journey, how we have implemented ERPNext. It is a story from a potential failure to a remarkable success. It defines how this smart framework help us to execute the entire implementation and satisfied our all stakeholders. We have implemented ERPNext into Shimnit group of company. In this company, it includes basically four companies, and we have implemented the ERP into Shimnit India Private Limited and Blueverse India Private Limited. The two other companies are in the pipeline, right? Now I'd like to tell you something about the Shimnit India Private Limited, who is into HSRP business. HSRP, I think we all know, that high security registration plate which is affixing onto your vehicle, right? So Shimnit India Private Limited has a massive footprint across India. It spreads across 28 states, 8 union territories, and huge amount of dealership. And these dealership are basically OEMs. We are engaged with Hero, Honda, Tata, TVS. So these all are our customer. And also we have fulfillment center. That fulfillment center is basically an embossing stations, where you can see this plates are embossed. We receive the registration number and plates are embossed. So this is basically the operations at Shimnit India. The very high level operations at plant at our across states are these 6. One is raw material procurement. Here our story starts basically. We used to use one ERP, a proprietary ERP. That proprietary ERP was actually not very much, that our all stakeholders was not very much convinced. So we have switched to another ERP. That story is also coming to play. Because, why I told you this? Because the raw material procurement was a challenge in that ERP, right? There were 700, 600 raw items into the GRN, purchase receipt, right? So that took a lot of time. But with the help of this ERPNext, remarkable, or you can say a good amount of effort we have implemented there, and we have reduced the time to 5 minutes. So I'll tell you the story there. Manufacturing process, the precision manufacturing, stage-wise manufacturing is there. There are various steps, blanking, hologram, lasering, there are various steps. And here with me, Mr. Kapil Singhania, CEO of our company, will also explain how he is getting the benefit of linking this stage-wise manufacturing with the accounts. Dispatch to warehouse, transfer the embossing plates to the embossing stations, and embossing and dispatch, and finally plate to affixation. So from raw material to road, that entire operation is handled by now with our system. The second company, which is in which we are into automatic vehicle wash machine. Currently we are washing car wash and bike wash. It's a industry 4.0 implementation. These impressive figures and the operational traceability, you can say, is the powered by this ERPNext only, right? So Blueverse India Private Limited is also on ERPNext. So that was basically the problem statement that we would like to give a solution to that company, that group of company, right? So we have chosen some solutions, right? Epicor we have already used at that time. But again, as I told, that our stakeholders was not very much satisfied with that. And the reason I'll tell you in the next slide. But if you can see here, from flexibility, simple flexibility to the complex comprehensive, yeah, that we all know that SAP is a bit complex. It's comprehensive. Definitely, it's comprehensive. And what we have seen today, that in version 16, you are going to use this comprehensive feature of ERPNext as well. So, but what matters a lot for a company like us is the simplicity and the flexibility, the freedom, the flexibility, and the future foundation. This is basically the thing which encourage us to opt ERPNext as our solution for the group. So these all are the matrices which we have came across. And here the most important and the most appealing thing is the community support which I have seen while implementing this ERP. Right? So we were thinking of why we have to pay more for less. If we are getting lot of things, lot of lower cost, high flexibility, versatile deployment, any kind of deployment you can do with the ERPNext. So that encourages us to implement ERPNext for as a solution. But our first impression was, with the first implementation was basically a tangled delivery. We were not satisfied with the way we have opted for implementation. There were no planning. There were no interaction with the stakeholders. We have not received any detailed information from the customers, from the internal customers, or you can say business owners. There were no information radiator so that the customer or stakeholder can talk to each other and give the proper requirement. And again, for quality also, there is no proper mechanism for verifying the results, right? So it led us to ask a question that how we should avoid these kind of trap. And the answer was smart project governance. We have chosen this governance model. In this very first block, you can see project management focus, project manager focus basically. Earlier we have seen that project manager is more focused on the administrative part rather than going detail into the business. They are not interested to understand the nitty-gritty of the business, right? So the administration, like just collecting the information in the meeting, sharing the MOM, tracking each and every, this is not the PM work actually. We have brainstormed on that and we have appointed few business leaders there, few technical leaders there, right? And we have given him a delivery model for that. What they have to do, how they have to communicate with each other, right? And the very most important thing which we need to understand here is, and you will definitely appreciate, that how to fail fast and fix fast. We might fail every moment in our implementation in a day-to-day activity. But if we continue to fail and we are not giving any solution to the team and to an organization, then what does it mean? Right? So fail fast is fix fast was the objective. That's why these two leaders has taken the initiative and form a project governance model, a smart governance model. And you can see that this model is somewhere it is not, seems like a predictive model. It is also not completely agile model. You can say it's a hybrid model, right? So this is what this was basically we have done, and it gives us a good result. Mr. Singhania will definitely validate in his slide. So it gives us, again, the conclusion was driving business growth through strategic project management. Now, the question is, you might think of what kind of, what actually this project governance model or what this PMO kind of thing will do. So basically, we shifted from the big bang launches to incremental MVP-based rollouts. That is minimum viable product. You can see here, we have to focus on the PIMA. This PIMA terms is very general in our company, in our day-to-day life, that is purchase, inventory, manufacturing, and accounts. These four we have given first to our business owners, and they were very satisfied. They adopt this ERP solution over that what we were earlier, that proprietor one. And we applied Pareto principle here. How we have to satisfy our customer 80% of their need by applying just 20% of the effort. We prioritize those things, right? And again, we created a collaboration mechanism, a daily meeting, in which we have taken so many feedbacks from the customers. We also taken the advantage of few implementers, implementation partners, and that feedback and the user acceptance basically give us a standard SOP to the business, right? So that SOP is verified by all the stakeholders. Now everybody knows, if we were engaged with multiple partners, and my experience is that customization is the killer of the project. And our management also does not want to change anything in the system. Yeah, it's an product, right? Why we have to customize more? Although my management and entire team is knowing that it's a low code, no code framework, it's okay. But ultimately, customization is the killer. And when our team knows, yes, this is the low code, no code platform, we can do anything with this ERP, proprietary ERP. There was so many challenges were there. So users, business owners come to us and with the unoptimized business requirements. They don't know how to deal with. They are giving their requirements. We do the deep root cause analysis there, that whether this requirement is basically added some value to that business or not, right? We discuss with the higher management that this is the requirement, it takes say 5 days of time, whether it's relevant to your business or not. So likewise, we have selected the requirements and make it prioritized. Now we validate it with the Frappe framework with the business owners, and you can see that acceptance from at least two sources. These all are into the framework itself, and we appreciate that. These all are the customization. What we have done is now available for reuse. Anybody can reuse this application. What customization we have done? That entire manufacturing module is fully customized in our operation, because it is that the standard ERP manufacturing is not, cannot fulfill our requirement there, right? And the major part here is the most important integration, the most important customization is, and the very heavy customization which we did is the point of sale and the ERPNext integration, right? Around 250 APIs hits per minute nowadays. How it happens? See, this HSRP order, high security number plate order, is being placed by various OEMs like TVS, Honda. Everybody is all the companies are placing the order with on our POS portal, and all those registration numbers which we need to emboss onto that plate is somewhere into the ERPNext. Right? It is into the ERPNext. So there must be an integration between these two systems, and a serialized inventory is also required, because every registration number has this HSRP has a unique laser ID. That unique laser ID has to be tracked throughout the right from the manufacturing to the fitment. So around currently you can see that every API hits validates 50 lakhs of plate. That amount of data we are validating on a daily basis. Still, we are in this conference, and still this 50 lakh data is it's a massive implementation our team has done. That framework also enables us to upgrade ourselves in terms of knowledge also, right? So knowledge is power, we all knows, right? But how we have to be more powerful with those things, how we have to adopt those knowledge. And I am very thankful to the Frappe entire team that they have given us Frappe School, LMS learning, and a lot of trainings, paid, free. We have taken all the advantage, right? So initial dependency was onto the partners. We learned from partners also. Now proactive training we have taken. All those training we have taken. And now the in-house expertise we have already developed. right? And it gives a long-term saving to our company. Our management is now very happy with this ERP implementation. So this was all from the technical side. I now request Mr. Kapil Singhania to say a few words about and validates whatever we have developed in our company, as in whatever the requirement we have received, we have implemented in our own way, but whether it is useful for his business or not. So, Mr. Singhania, please, over to you.
Thanks, Rishi. Just time is out, so I'm very quick. I will complete in 1 minute. So what Rishi has already told, that we have a unique manufacturing process and which we have tailor-made with the help of the Frappe and our implementers partner. Within a span of 6 months of implementation of ERPNext, it has become a backbone for our organization. To elaborate, I will just go to one process, that is a manufacturing process, how it has scaled our business. As Rishi has already explained, our each HSRP plate is a single SKU. So we have already, on a monthly basis, we are manufacturing 6 lakhs SKU, and we are ready to even cater more than that, maybe go to up to 20 lakhs. Now next, how it has helped us? It has helped us in our production flow, optimizing our production flow. It has given us a real-time accounting, so to know actual our stock at any given moment of time. It has given us the real-time cost, material cost for each single plates which we are manufacturing. Then we are getting the real-time cost of goods material for helping the management to track our unnecessary cost, where we can cut down the cost. More importantly, it has given us the tracking of from our raw material to manufacturing to fitment, from start of the buying of the raw material to fitment to the customer, and backtrack also. This has helped us. So to summarize, ERP has bring us the scalability, transparency, accountability, and accuracy. So thanks to our entire Frappe team, ERP implementation partner, and our in-house IT team. Thank you, Rishi.
So this is basically the SMART result. It is specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant and time bound. I'm again very much thankful to all our partners, Shimnit team and Frappe team. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.